got to make a reservation. It's very difficult to get in.
Well, it's okay. I'll use the service entrance. I'll see you at 9.
Welcome
And bienvenidos
to another episode of Service Entrance People. I am Boomer.
And I'm Pixie. Hola.
Hola, Pixie. For those of you who are new to the show, just jumping in, this podcast is for and about the gritty, underpaid, underprivileged service industry workers of the world.
Unite.
We have made some wrong turns in our lives because no matter what, we have ended up right here in the jobs where no matter our talents, our artistry, our skills, we deal with the infamous Karens and Florida Man. And Mr. and Mrs. Von Uppity on a daily freaking basis. Day in and day out, we walk through the parking lot of broken dreams and enter through that specially marked door. You know the one.
The service entrance door.
That's right. So if you are interested in listening and sharing in the war stories of the industry, and if you're curious as to what us,
the help,
are really thinking, we are going to educate you with stories of the strange, shocking, and hilarious, because laughing is the only way that we can think of to make it through.
Correctamundo. This is an industry that we absolutely love. It's truly one of our favorite things to do. There's nothing else that we would rather do except maybe
this here podcast for us and for you. Also, please do us a favor. If we're not for you, we totally understand, and we just ask that you would listen anyway. Rage listen, hate listen, binge listen. Because we know, for a scientific fact, the only thing in this world that is better than a good horror movie is a terrible horror movie. Let us be your terrible horror movie. Also, a final disclaimer, this show, like the industries that we cover, comes with some spicy fucking language.
Ay, 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 muy caliente.
You have been forewarned. Make sure you are liking, listening, subscribing, sharing, very important, rating and reviewing, even more important. 5 stars. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 stars. Leave us a review on whatever platform you are listening to. It helps us move up the charts. We don't know why, but it do.
Mash that predictive text button at least 5 times. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just pound it out, leave it, and let's see what you've been up to. Vicky.
We're looking at you.
We're looking at you, girl. It was nice to meet a real-life fan, so don't you forget to review.
You got super fangirled out on it. That was like one of the best things that happened.
I fanned out on my fangirl?
Your fangirl fanned out on you.
And then I fanned out on my fangirl.
Well, yeah, because you got a fangirl now. At least one. You have multiples, but this was the first, like, face-to-face.
It was nice to see another woman of color, and I was excited. Yeah.
And so, yes, please, 5 predictive text words. Let us see what you've been texting and help us help the show. If you also want to be a part of the show in many different ways, you can. Send us your stories. Email us, serviceentrancepeople@gmail.com. You can also leave us a voicemail, 854-345-7721. Any crazy story that may happen to you, you could be listening to the show and think, oh shit, something like that happened to me the other day. Either write us or give us a voicemail.
Or you can message us on Facebook at Service Entrance People Podcast, or drop into our DMs and Instagram at Service Entrance People Pod.
Girl, who all up in your DM?
Hopefully people who love this podcast.
I hope so too. You can also be a producer of the show, patreon.com/serviceentrancepeople. Any producership level, free stuff, access to bonus materials, and if you are an executive producer at the end of the show, you will hear your name read out loud to millions and billions and trillions, possibly, of people all across this fine universe of ours. We also have our YouTube channel up now at Service Entrance People, so you can check out what this podcast sounds like with a green background and a little thing that makes a waveform whenever we talk.
Yeah, you'll hear our voices, but
just
also
like you're
there's
hearing
a
them.
Picture.
Exactly. Well, it's like a static image. It's not even a picture. There's like a picture at the front, I think, and then at the end. But yeah, we haven't done like moving videos yet.
We're working. Baby steps, baby steps.
We'll get there. I promise. So with all of that said, I think we've done all of the promo stuff that we usually do,
the
right?
due diligence?
Yeah. So now it is time to lock the doors, crank up the tunes, and grab our shifties. Oh, delightness. Now, this week, our shifties, we're doing a little bit different, okay?
Yeah.
It was a son of a bitch of a weekend, and we were working all weekend, which we'll get into, trust me. We are not actually consuming any alcohol this week. We are purely crunching Red Bulls just to make it through.
Just to feel awake enough to talk.
We are almost legally dead.
To do more than grunt.
Exactly. So, this week's Shifties to the Red Bull Corporation of America.
Yes, Toros Rojos.
Yes. Muy bueno, los Toros Rojos. Gracias. So this week, episode 24.
Nice.
Of Service Entrance People podcast is entitled A Green Day in the Life. And this episode is all about Sunday. This past
Wait a minute. Sunday.
Do you want me to do it?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
You're going to do it better than I will.
Sunday. We'll sell you the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
What?
For all of the times that I do that in real life, to actually have it with the reverb and feedback is so fulfilling right now.
Satisfying?
It is. It's the little things. It's very much the little things. Yeah, so before we get into exactly the whole of it, a couple of things. First and foremost, we need to recognize the passing of a legend.
Yes.
Okay? So the man who was the inspiration for the show The Bear on Hulu, which is a big factor in some of the shit that we do. He passed away recently. His name was Joseph Zaccario, and he founded the Mr. Beef in Chicago on the River North side of town.
Which is where they actually filmed
right,
it,
they
right?
actually, right. The rumor has it that the only days that place has ever been closed, it was like once randomly, and then while they were shooting episodes, and then for his funeral.
Damn.
And in true, like, restaurant fashion, he died at 69.
Nice.
Just sucked it all out of him. But
he was still a young man.
He really
had
was.
So much ahead of him.
He did.
But this industry...
Chewed it up, spit him out, made him a fucking legend, though.
Yeah, but I bet he looked like he was 102.
486. Yes, absolutely. But no, the little behind the scenes thing is this show was in development for like 2 years, possibly more.
Yes.
And when we first saw the first episode of The Bear on Hulu, you turned to me and were like, dude, we need to do the thing now. Like, we need to get it, just do.
It has to happen now.
And so that actually...
This is our time. This is our time up here.
It's our time up here. It's their time down there.
It's our time up here.
And so that helped us sort of kick this thing into the actuality.
And then you drug your feet, and then I sent you 10 episodes, and then you were like, oh, okay.
Well, no, that was before. It wasn't really until that we did. You had already, I think, sent me the outlines. But regardless, that was a big thing for us. So we have to, mark that man's passing because...
Yeah, we have to acknowledge it.
Exactly. He actually did have an influence on our lives, even though he didn't put his beef into our mouths, which is strange.
Strange of you to phrase it that way.
Well,
absolutely.
I paint pictures with words. I'm also the guy, by the way, who today completely said fuck it, and I am the guy wearing the t-shirt of the podcast that he is doing.
Yeah, you did that.
I did. I absolutely did.
I'm looking at it right now. It's a thing.
It is, and we absolutely have these for sale. I'm just throwing that out there.
I know. I need to take photos and put them on the website.
But $20 for a delightful limited edition Service Entrance People t-shirt. There are
we're going to put some changes in the works there.
We have limited sizes available, and this is the only run that will have this particular logo on it. Each run of shirts that we do has a different original piece of artwork by our very own Miss Pixie.
Inspired by Banksy.
And Blake Laratt.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, I'm a whore, is what I am.
Wow, you listen. I'm
Go
shocked.
figure. God, it's almost like you're my fucking co-host, and I pay attention to what you say.
I know.
Isn't that weird?
I'm going to fangirl out all over again.
Jesus.
So let's talk about
the
day that was a week, that was a month, that was one singular day in our lives.
So this past Sunday was the Sunday before St. Patrick's Day, obviously, as this episode is coming out on the 15th of March.
Yep.
In the year of our guy, 2023. Now, where we work, there was, this past Sunday was the parade, the St. Patrick's Day parade. So it was the St. Patrick's Day weekend celebration this weekend before St. Patrick's Day, which is odd being that St. Patty's Day is a Friday this year, but I am no civic, leader, so I don't know why the choices were made that they were made, but they did. So where we work fancies itself, as we all know, is a large touristy destination, and it fancies itself a nice drinking community and a proponent of the partying.
Oh, yeah, big time.
So we have to make concessions to that sort of thing in these times. Great on the bartenders, though. My God. The bartenders were just so happy because of all of the drinking and tipping that was going on in their lives this weekend.
Their feet can't even touch the ground with all of the tips.
The money that they're walking on.
Yes.
Literally. I mean, they have no souls. It's been sucked out of their freaking eyeballs, but the money helps.
Yeah. The money helps pad the wounds.
You basically stuff the money where your soul used to be, and you're fine. That's how that works. So we had Sunday at our restaurant.
Where we work
For a living.
At the place that
we work. At the place in the restaurant. So there was 2 bands during the day.
Yep.
There was a parade in the middle of the day, which we'll get to. There was beer specials and liquor specials. There was dancing. There was bagpipes.
Oh, so yeah.
Which was fucking radder than shit.
Yep.
There was rain. So much rain. So much rain on the back end. And there was nothing but crazy fucking stories. So what we realized as we were sort of coming off of that whole day, right, is we were like, okay, so was the first thought. The second thought was, all right, cool, I'll rest and see you in like a day and a half, and then we'll do an episode, and, it'll be all right. And then it was, okay, so when we were going through everything that happened, we realized that one 12 or so hour day was literally like if everyone who wrote us in their stories happened at once.
Yes, we have an entire episode's worth
of
in one singular day.
So we thought it would be fun, also incredibly frustrating for us to relive, but we also thought it would be fun to then go through what our experience of living what is basically all of the stories that we ask you guys to send in, what that's like if it was in a 1-day period, a 12-hour chunk of time.
I think it's kind of cathartic, actually.
I do too. I think it's, again, we could either do this or heroin, and I feel like this is healthier.
I'm not a heroin gal.
I'm
an upper.
Even
but
more
that's
so.
Just me.
Even more so.
I will tell you, the day after, I felt hungover, which was ironic because I was not the one drinking.
Yeah.
It was all the customers.
Yeah, I was the same. Obviously, my voice is still shit from the yelling and the dealing with all of that. So I do apologize for my sounding a little a little more terrible than I normally sound. But yeah, both you and I had talked to each other yesterday and had been like, why is it that I feel like I did all of the partying when I did none of the partying?
Yeah, I just had a body ache and felt disgusting.
Yeah, and I feel like that is absolutely a universal feeling for anybody that's ever had to work a big holiday at a bar or a restaurant or a concert venue or anything. Like,
oh God, concert venues.
Yeah, I feel
Where
terrible.
are you people? You should be writing in. I want to know, like, people at, one of my big ones was Ozfest in Florida.
Oh God.
What is it like to clean up after all of those fucking horrible people?
Jesus, you had to say that because now I have to tell my Ozfest story.
I'm just thinking, like, going from the start, letting the people
No, I
in,
know.
all the drug use,
I know.
the medical tent,
I know.
and then the waste, just the injuries and then human waste, and then hoping people get the fuck out of the venue so you can leave, I don't know, 4 a.m.? That would be my guess.
All right. 1998 Ozfest in New Jersey.
I'm sorry already.
I was working at K-Rock at the time, and we had gotten a brand new station van, right? Wrapped all cool, K-Rock logos and shit. And the station GM was like, don't take it out, don't take it out, don't take it out. And he waited for Ozfest to fucking debut this van, which is such a bad idea on so many levels. So we do. We drive the van out, we put it in the parking lot, fucking sitting there. We were doing a backstage grill of like burgers and dogs and shit for listeners and contest winners and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And back in those days, WSOU out of Seton Hall was like the big fucking rock station on the planet. Like, it was a college station, but they broke all of the fucking best metal acts. They were amazing. And so I'm sitting back there on burger duty because even working in radio, I was
flipping burgers?
Yeah. So a guy comes running up and he goes to the promotion director. He's like, there's a situation with the van. Okay. So a guy in an SOU t-shirt came and like yelled something and then pulled down his pants and then shit all over the back of the van.
Oh my God.
Like, you know, the cargo vans, right?
Yeah.
The back doors that open up like that and
Yeah.
the little ledge that's on there, shit all over that.
Shit all over the ledge?
Shit all over the ledge and the back of the door. Or the front, the
There's
outside facing.
Food.
No. This is
Oh.
backstage. We were backstage. This was in the parking lot.
Okay, so the
Okay.
food was done.
The food was in a completely different area.
Okay, because that's disgusting.
No, this was a completely different area. This is backstage versus in the parking lot.
Okay.
But still, a guy put his own human feces on the brand new K-Rock van. So our promotions director turns, looks at me and the guy next to me, and then looks right at the guy next to me and is like, you're going to need to go clean that up.
Wow. He was thinking in his head, eeny, meeny, miny, moe.
It was a she.
Oh, she.
And she absolutely, I don't know why she fucking looked at him to do it other than me. It was one of the great moments of my life, though.
It's totally a coin toss in her head.
Oh, absolutely. And so it wound up like he wound up sort of cleaning it off. And then we took caution tape and like put it around like a perimeter
Around
of the
the
van.
feces?
And literally they were like, somebody's going to have to stand with the van for the rest of the show. So somebody had to stand out. I forget who it was. It
and
wasn't
just
me.
smelling the shit in the heat of the day.
No, the heat was gone. The shit was
Oh.
gone.
Okay.
But they had to guard the van from future shit attacks. I, in fact, didn't
Beware
have to.
a shit attack.
I got to watch Tool and fucking Ozzy on the main stage, and that was delightful. But yeah, so there's my brand new van.
Wow,
story.
that's a big start.
Yeah. The bitch of the bunch also, though, with Sunday, as we start off our telling of the story,
Mm-hmm.
the start really goes back to 2 a.m. Saturday, or that morning, because we lost an hour of sleep because it was daylight savings time. So we rolled in.
See, I don't remember anymore because my phone auto does it.
Right.
So I don't have to dial back any like
My-
actual things, and I forget that I'm losing sleep.
And
That's
I'm the-
probably why I was like, "Why the fuck am I so tired?"
And I'm the one who, in my household, I am the clock guy.
You handle all the clocks.
Yeah, I handle the clock situation. But my body was also the one going, you slept like 4 hours last night, dude. What the shit?
Yeah, no, I do a Fitbit and my fucking phone, which are all in sync with each other, so I never really worry about it.
Yeah. So that's how the
my
day
coffee
started.
maker always says midnight.
Flashing
Yeah.
like the old VCRs.
Yep.
Honey, can you program that? Nope.
Nope.
No, I cannot.
I could, but I won't.
No, I can't. I don't think anybody ever could. I call bullshit on every human in humanity who ever said that they were able to change their VCR from a flashing 12.
Okay.
So it starts off with less sleep than normal. And I'm going to fast forward to...
Cut two.
This must have been like, 6:30 p.m. after being, open at 11. People getting there at like 10:30. So yeah, it was about 6:30. This woman comes up to the host stand,
Mm-hmm.
shit hammered, obviously,
Obviously.
and babbling on about it was raining outside, as we said. She said something about, I haven't washed for 4 days and I'm drunk and I need to buy a hat.
Yes, that was The whole purpose of the hat was that she hadn't cleaned her entire body
Right.
in 4 fucking days.
Which seems like 3 days too many.
Yes. And she had that big kind of, if you've seen the Orange is the New Black, that big Nichols hair, like she had that going.
But it was, part of it was matted down from the rain and the beer sweats.
Yeah, it wasn't like good Nichols hair, but it was definitely like, a lion that had mange.
A mange?
Yeah, the mange.
Oh my goodness, my mange. So she wants to buy a hat.
She picked it out quite quickly.
She picked out a hat. She
adjusted it,
threw it on that fucking disgusting fucking dome of hers, and was like, "Oh, I love this hat. How much is this hat?" I, being me, was like, "For you, $95." Because I'm funny that way. Also, I had stopped caring at that point in the day. So
we'll find out when we ring it up.
Exactly, which I think is what everybody landed on. So then the young, like 17-year-old hostess were like, "You go ring this up. Go make yourself some merch money." So she goes to ring the woman up and then frantically comes back to get me.
What happened?
And she's like, "There's a situation." So I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" So she's like, "The hat is $30. I'm like, "Yeah. Okay, so that's what the hat costs."
Yeah.
It's the button in this thing. Well,
you press the button, that's what it says, that's what it is.
Well, you guys had said it was $25. I said, actually, I said it was $95.
But she heard 25.
She's like, "Well, I heard 25, so can't you make it 25? I said, "No."
What are we doing over $5 here?
"How come you can't make it that?" "Because that's what it costs." She then proceeded to rant about, "Why can't you do anything? I'm a local.
Oh, I'm local.
I've lived here since 2002.
Then why the fuck have you not showered? I could understand somebody who's like from out of town who fucking, rolled in and has been hitting the bar so hard they can't have the time to shower.
Plumbing goes askew sometimes.
You
I don't
fucking
whatever.
live
Maybe she's just
here.
dirty. I don't know."
Gross.
Gross. But it was the thought of, "Well, I live here, so I deserve it for cheaper." To which, again, I'm like, "Lady, it's our cost.
It's
like
$5.
We pay a certain amount, right? It's and we're haggling over $5 at this point."
Why don't you go out to the homeless guy and explain to him how pissed you are about how you don't have the $5 to buy a hat?
I'll tell you how pissed she was, Pixie.
How pissed?
She was so pissed. She said, "Fuck you.
Oh!
Fuck this place. I'm never coming back here. This place is fucking bullshit." Walks out of the door screaming and yelling at other patrons like, "Don't fucking go here. This place is fucking bullshit. Fucking $30. It's fucking bullshit. Fuck this. Fuck.
Meanwhile,
Out
people
the
have
door.
spent like hundreds of dollars on drinks.
Honestly, I think that she was like saving that last $5 for like one of our specialty shots, and so that was gonna cut into her drinking ability.
That was her
and-
last $5.
Exactly, and so how dare
couldn't.
we?
She couldn't. She just couldn't.
But on
also,
top of all of this, she had put the hat on her head and then refused to purchase it. So we now have a nasty bird's nest hat of disgusting with a little layer of this woman's filth on it.
we should make them put those sock caps on.
Oh my God.
Before they fucking...
like when you try on the shoes at fucking Skechers or something.
Yeah. Put the pantyhose on your head.
Head hose. Everybody, patent pending. We came up with that idea. Don't you fuck with us on that. Head hose for haberdasheries.
I'm
Boom.
sure that like lids makes people do that because
No.
it's fucking disgusting.
I've fucking gone into lids and just thrown shit on.
Ew.
They don't care.
That's nasty.
Yeah, but also I have a bald head, so I don't think that, like I have
that's
creepy
worse.
crawlies growing in there.
No,
though.
you don't have creepy crawlies, but you have like that like layer of sheen of
I
oil.
have a clean, beautiful dome.
Okay, whatever.
So we had talked about earlier the fact that there was bands and music and a parade. Now, in every other locale on God's green earth, when do parades start?
Around 11 a.m.
In the morning, right?
Yeah.
Late morning, always.
11
everywhere.
a.m. That's when
Fucking-
the parade is in full swing. People get there around 10, maybe 9:30 to set up their chairs.
Yep.
And then the parade goes. It ends at like approximately 12:30 to 1.
It's good enough for Macy's.
Yeah.
It's good enough for the fucking Rose Bowl or the Rose Parade in California. It's good enough for everybody.
So get it the fuck done.
Right. So, in our lovely island setting, because people are on island time, they decided to throw the parade at 3 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon.
Well, I mean, when else would you do it when
Which-
you're on an island?
To me, absolutely reeks of, we should totally have a parade, guys. Okay, let's have a parade. We should have it at 11. Well,
That's so early.
It's early. It's a Sunday. Maybe so I kind of want to sleep in. Maybe go to church, do a thing.
No one's going to church.
So can we just push that? Just push it back a little. I need my rest. So they ran it 3 to 5, closing down main thoroughfares on the island.
Which lead to all of the businesses because,
Right.
yeah, that
Right.
one road,
Right.
which takes you to the beach.
Right. We're going to close that fucker off.
Yep.
So not only were we like, cool, man, so now there's nobody that isn't already down here again.
Good luck getting to work if you chose to
Right.
get there.
We had all of our people who were supposed to be in at 4 show up at 5 something because they were like, I sat at a traffic light for 35 to 40 minutes and
I
then
had to
just
take
inched down.
all the back ways. To
there was
get
there was
here.
no back ways.
That's right.
They
Everything's
didn't.
closed
There
off
was no
because of
back
the
ways. Yeah,
the parade route.
They apparently had to go they shut down the one lane. They had to cross over to the wrong lane, then go down a side street to get to a second side street to get to a third side street to go back around to get to the other side of the road to go around a circle to get to where they're going.
Already my head is spinning.
Yeah, it hurts. So that was another delightful part of it because it compounds to you either have to get down there by a certain time and then all of that bodies of humanity are just flush there.
Yep.
Or if not, then everybody came shushing in way later all at once because they were the second half of the day.
And they're getting wet from the rain.
Right. Because it did, like we said, it poured fucking rain.
Yeah, it was threatening to hail. That's actually was.
I'm kind of bummed that it didn't. I'm not
Me
gonna lie to you. There's a
too.
part of me I was hoping I was Maynard
I
at that
was-
point. I was praying for rain and praying for tidal waves.
I was just looking forward to saying, "Oh hell yeah!"
Yes, it did come to that.
Yes.
Our brains did go down to that. Now, to get a better flavor profile,
Like a fine wine.
like a fine wine of what we were dealing with.
The crowd of the day.
Yeah. Let's do a quick little 1-2 punch of basically the types of guests that showed up for this parade, music, rain, drinking extravaganza of craziness.
Yeah, let's go.
Do you want to start? Do you want me to go? I don't fucking know. We're telling stories here.
I'll tell you about one of my favorites.
Go.
Okay. Picture a large truck.
I am picturing a large. Can I picture Marty McFly's truck from the end of Back to the Future 1?
Sure.
Okay.
Now, the back of it is
Yep.
filled with women who are, anywhere from their 50s to 60s,
Okay.
upper middle class, had some work done.
Upper middle or lower upper?
Lower upper, I
Okay,
guess.
okay.
Upper
All right,
decker.
yeah.
I don't know.
We're talking about national treasures, right?
Yes,
We're talking about
the
rich
blonde,
white women.
The blonde think they are bombshell types.
Right.
And the truck stops right in front of the establishment,
Okay.
and they come pouring out.
I think it's funny because when you said the truck stops, I thought they were going to a truck shop or a truck stop.
stop?
Yep. But okay. All right. Keep going.
So the tailgate falls down,
Thump.
and there they come, just
Gushing out.
gushing out.
Like
But
a parade float of
It's-
national treasureness.
it's blonde and green, so
and
it's
red all over.
yeah, it's blonde and green and gold with
Oh.
okay, those skirts from Hot Topic,
I
the
do.
plaid green that the
Yes.
16-year-olds wear.
Excellent.
So those
On a 60-something.
on a 50 to 60 something
Hot.
With-
No.
below the knee socks, so you can see how wrinkled their knees are,
Here's the thing.
thus showing their age.
What do we know about the knees? Wear your shorts below your knees
Or
because
you
you're not
can't
a
be
fucking
trusted.
slut. Nobody wants to see your knees, you slutty whore,
Do
man
not.
or woman.
Hey, I am female forward, man. I don't feel that way. However, I feel like if you're going to be that woman who has the ring that could be a car payment, get some fucking Botox
Can
for
you
them
do a
knees.
knee job?
You
get,
can
like,
definitely get Botox
some
on your
sort
knees.
of knee type implant.
Well, I don't know about knee plant, but definitely like I don't know. Yeah, Botox is for sure a thing. So get that done if you're going to accentuate the fact that you're wearing a skirt that's way too short for you.
Can you imagine just the sheer fucked upness if your face isn't where you need Botox? It's your knees. Like, what are doing?
All I can think
What has
too
your
is
life become?
the spider veins, doing whatever spider veins do. Yeah, we can see your age. It's you think that up top you're all good, but it's just like the back of your hair. Just because the front of it looks good doesn't mean that the back is also done to completion.
Just because you have the business in the front doesn't mean you should be partying in the back.
Exactly.
Bam, nailed it.
You did.
Oh, Jesus. So that was one set.
That was a type of clientele.
Yeah. And we should also say they were independently inebriated.
Yes. They arrived
Yeah.
drunk.
Which I will say.
And stumbling.
I do have to say that our bartenders did do a very good job of trying to control the chaos when it came to serving folks.
Yeah.
Though there was one woman
Oh.
who I walked past as I was trying to
There's
help.
always that one.
I'm trying to help people get to a table, and this woman is standing at the table, and so I'm like, "Hey, darling, gonna need to sit some people here." And she looks up at me and she goes, "It's fine, just keep looking for keys." And I looked at her.
That's not English, honey. But yeah, you.
And I said, "You shouldn't."
Oh no, you should have been like, "You go ahead, you drive."
Yeah.
You drive.
I mean, if it wasn't our liquor license involved, I totally would have. But I'm like, no, just no. Let somebody else deal with.
Let us get
all of
you an
that.
Uber.
Yeah, Uber. Now, the other set of people, aside from independently inebriated, slightly lower upper class clientele, there were the families.
Oh, yes.
Which always is such a great dynamic of like the people who bring their kids out on drinking holidays to bars and restaurants.
You know what one of my favorites was?
What?
Seeing the guy with the baby Bjorn thing, like where he's holding the kid's like strapped to his chest, drinking excessively.
Well, the kid's fine. The kid's strapped in. He's not going anywhere.
Like
so long as the guy doesn't fall.
He's practically setting the beer on top of the baby's head.
Well, that's what the kid's there for.
Yeah,
all right?
exactly.
It's really, he was trying to help the kid with his dexterity so that he could hold the can with only one hand instead of with two hands, because we know how that weird looks with a grown-up trying to drink water with two hands. We as a country have been scarred by this. So this man is just trying to help the future generations of America.
I will give props to him and or the wife that decided that the baby needed the headphones because clearly the band was way too loud.
That was actually the smartest people that I saw, where they had their daughter had these like the little pink.
I saw at least three headsets that were pink. So somewhere I think that must be the Piggly Wiggly. That's
I don't know, but that's awesome.
Smart.
Like, that's absolutely the last time I saw something like that was at an air show.
Yeah.
But doing it for places where music is happening, that's like legitimately, no bullshit aside, that's good fucking parenting on their part.
Yeah, absolutely. Not the drinking. No. Just the earmuffs.
But also, just because I was there, it was probably smart because of some of the things that were coming out of my mouth, just so it didn't hit the kids randomly with a fuck bomb or something. But so the less good parents that were there were the ones who came to our restaurant. The kids didn't want to eat at our restaurant.
They didn't even want to be there.
So the obvious thing to do was then to say, well, tough shit, this is where we are. You're either going to eat something here or you're not. Now sit there and shut up.
Yeah.
That's not at all what happened.
What happened?
I'll tell you, Pixie. What happened was, here's $20, go buy a pizza.
Oh,
okay.
So better seen, not heard, or better not seen. And
no, better
heard?
better the fuck away than here.
Go the fuck away, child.
So again, as a parent, you would say, "Cool, here, go get a pizza. Come back when you're done."
Mommy and Daddy are gonna get toasted, so
we're
go away.
We're gonna eat here, like not even toasted. Like we're gonna eat here. You go get a pizza, and then when you're finished, come back and blah blah. No. These parents said, "Go get a pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Come back here with the pizza." eat the pizza at this restaurant that doesn't serve pizza. Hold on. Wait, just let me.
Okay, go ahead.
Take the table that's next to the table we're at that is unoccupied. You set up there
With a giant pizza
with
box.
a giant pizza box and eat your pizza there, taking up a table when the restaurant was on like a 45-minute wait for tables.
The only reason I say giant is because we know that even the small personal pizza boxes, when you fold it to open it, which we all know the kids are leaving it open to eat.
They had a good like medium-sized pie.
Yeah.
So it was like
So
a
it definitely
12-inch.
takes
We're
a,
talking a
like-
12-inch pizza plus that box, which is like 14 square probably.
So it's at least like a 4-top.
So they were
Fantastic.
totally cool with that. So then we had to be like, you need to sit your fucking kids at the same table as you. It's also insulting that you're having them eat food that's not from our place
Here?
But there's so much craziness going around. We're not really going to touch that. We're just going to get your fucking kids off here.
But
They even then they put their pizza down not on the table that they were then occupying with the parents. They put it down on a bench to take up more space that I myself had to be like, move your pizza, please, as I'm trying to sit a table at where the bench was.
wow.
What?
What were you thinking?
On what planet is
Why
that
wouldn't you
cool?
have the kids eat at the restaurant that they got the
Right.
pizza from?
Or outside.
Yeah, there are benches and stuff outside.
There's
You-
overhangs, there's benches, there's seats, there's fucking
There's
big
actually full-on chairs,
There's
yeah.
all kinds of shit.
What were you doing? Just
No,
what was
that's
the
fine.
dismount?
That's fine. So next time you guys go to, some nice restaurant, make sure that your kids bring in food from somewhere else and take up a third extra table and just see the type of response that you get from the staff. Feel the love coming in.
Or don't. Or be
don't.
a
Or just
decent
don't.
be a decent human being.
Yeah, or no.
Now, one of the things that I just want to touch on is it kind of falls in between those. It's a nice in-betweener.
Oh, love me a tweener.
Was the people eating at the bar who knew that it was impossible to get a table right away because, I don't know, it's a parade day, it's raining, and everyone's going to want to eat outside away from the rain.
Yes.
But the bars aren't serving food because it's impossible to get through the sea of people to deliver the food. So what they did was they decided they were going to find a loophole and call our website, order a to-go order,
No.
and then try to have it delivered at the bar.
They were calling the website.
Oh, yeah.
They were phoning
They were phoning.
the website.
Yes.
They called the internet. They called the internet and said, "I would like food internet. Bring it to me."
They called the restaurant, heard they needed to go to the website. Then from there, went to the website.
I see.
The website was not turned off. So, of course, it was expected that we would deliver these orders, that no one could even hear or knew what was going on.
So, okay, let me paint the picture.
Yeah, go
So-
ahead, backtrack it.
Completely full restaurant, completely full bar. Now,
Slammed with rain.
Right. Now, I do know that we were limiting food options at the bars because of how busy it was.
Yeah,
Correct?
good luck.
Right. So you show up to the restaurant, you can't get a table because of the wait, or you're on a waiting list, and so that's not good enough for you. So you decide that I'm going to try to buck the system by sitting at the bar, placing a to-go order on my phone, and then when the to-go order gets there, just sitting there and eating. Is that and that's going to circumvent the 45-minute wait that they were going to have to do? Is that
Yes,
what we're
of course.
okay?
Because the food's instantly going to come out faster and to your bar seat.
Except it's not.
No.
Except if there's a 45-minute wait, that means the kitchen's behind too.
Also,
so
the
nice
real
try.
the real hiccup where we caught it was the delivery drivers were like, "Okay, so where am I taking it?" And it was like, "To the restaurant."
What a fucking twat! Wow, I didn't know that. I did not. Yeah, it's a good
Yeah.
thing I didn't know that.
There was actually like 4 of them.
wow,
that did it.
Really?
One got away from us, but that was actually outside of the restaurant. It was actually taking it to go
Okay,
somewhere.
okay.
But yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Where was I? I know where I was.
Where were you?
I was dealing with crowd control at that point, I think.
Shouting at invalids.
Yelling at people that were standing in the doorways drunk while my servers and my food runners are trying to get through.
Excuse me, these people with a hot trays of
Yeah,
food
yeah.
that's burning their digits.
I lost my fucking shit on them at one
Good.
point. And somebody called, who was it? One of our servers called me over to like alert me to the situation, knowing that I was fucking in a super pissy mood.
Mm-hmm.
And I unloaded. I like went off on these drunk people just standing there, and everybody first like looked indignantly at me and then looked ashamed and then walked away, and all of the servers were just smiling with shit-eating grins like, look how pissed that man is. Look at Boomer go.
But
They knew. They were just trying to wind me up.
I am holding 2 to 4 plates that are burning my hands.
Obviously. Now, one of the more nefarious things that went on,
Mm-hmm.
that actually happens on a fairly, not regular basis, but on a basis consistent enough that it's an actual thing, but it gets worse when it's chaotic.
Yeah.
Is people trying to do the whole dippity-do on the hostess. Trying to do the whole like, oh, well, the hostess told me I could sit here and I'm just waiting for menus. So,
Yeah.
they totally said I could sit here, which at any restaurant that isn't a fast food restaurant, which, by the way, you do get to seat yourself, but you have to pay for your fucking meal first before seating yourself.
Yeah.
At any restaurant, you sit, you wait, the hostess or host gives you menus, walks you to a table, sits you down, right? At no place in the world, it's just like, well, I'm just going to sit right here and just wait for them to bring me my menus and wait for them to, because I just get to sit here, right?
Yeah, even at a diner, it says, please wait to be seated.
Right.
And you stand there or sit at the little waiting area. And
even then, like, somebody's like,
take your
no, you
party.
can sit over there, and like points to you.
Yeah.
But so when it's super chaotic is when people try to really slide in because there's so much going on. Now, where that comes up against it is when it's like, no. Our hostess has a multicolored mohawk, and
When you say, who gave you this table? Who sat you? And they go,
I don't know. It was
the person at
hostess.
the
Yeah.
front.
Yeah.
It was, I don't know what they look like. It was the person at the front.
No distinguishing marks. Nothing. Just a blank human face
Yeah. I don't even know what race exactly.
with a fucking purple and pink mohawk. Nice. Really nice.
Yeah, I like the people though that are on the other end of that where they're like, but I'm with the band. I get a table because I'm with the band.
Well, obviously.
We're friends with the band, only to inquire because we will allow at least like a table to go to the band.
Yeah.
And then
And then
you
the bands
say,
are like, I don't know who the fuck they are.
yeah, I don't.
No idea.
I know them, but like I don't
I
give
know
a
they
fuck
exist.
if they have a table. Like
Yeah.
no, fuck them. They're not like with us.
It's the pettiness that people come up with this stuff is what blows my mind. Just the whole like, it's a table at a restaurant. Like, what are we doing here,
But also
people?
the ludicrousness of this is a cover band.
The Pitbull featuring ludicrousness of it.
Yeah.
Now, I feel like we should land the plane on some good stories, though, because it
love that.
wasn't all bad.
Oh, who doesn't love a Pixie positive punctuation on the episode?
Right. So there were some really nice folks that we got to be with and interact with.
Absolutely.
And one of them, so we did that episode, however many episodes ago, 20 weeks ago, about the dude who fucking lost his mind and yelled at me until I was like, do you want a hat?
Yes.
And then he was like, oh my God, Boomer, you're the
Because we
best
forgot
ever.
a salad.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So you had a sort of experience with that, but with a free giveaway T-shirt.
Yeah,
where-
he was trying to buy it though. It wasn't a upset. It was actually he was super chill anyway. And I explained that we're giving them away for free. I was rolling them up, getting them ready, putting them in the box for the free giveaway. And he was like, "Well, if they're free, like when can I have one?" And I was like, "Tomorrow." And he's like, "Okay, so if I stay drinking till midnight." And I was like, "Well, that would be crazy because our restaurant closes."
Yeah, we won't be open.
But you know what? I'll just give you the free t-shirt now. And he was like, "Oh my gosh, you're so nice." And then he came back the next day with his whole family.
See? The power of a free t-shirt. A free green t-shirt.
Yes. A free, crappy St. Patty's Day free giveaway t-shirt.
I mean, it was nice quality. Like, it was
Yeah,
sort of soft.
but I mean...
yeah, it's one of those I'm going to wear it once t-shirts is basically what that was.
My favorite one, though, you helped make come true. You brought it to fruition with me.
Yeah, so we had...
Fucked it up for me.
I did. So we had two people that we were calling in at the same time off of the wait list, right?
Yes.
And I got a little bit ahead of myself in my managing. So I'm like, well, these people are here first. There's one table open right now. We're going to give them that table. Boom. And then these other people, they're going to be here in like 15 minutes and whatever.
Yes. You got a little frantic.
Right. So then the 15 minutes later, people showed up immediately.
Yes.
Like we had asses had just hit seats. We hadn't even walked back. And
they were there.
So, oh shit, Boomer, what do we do? What do we do? And as I'm circulating, trying to figure out a plan, and I kind of come up with something, Pixie, out of nowhere, goes, and this was very much like you pulled a fucking Goodfellas Copacabana where Henry Hill walks in and they like bring the table out to the middle of the floor and set up the whole thing.
Yes.
You were like, why don't we just take that table that's in the back that we're literally not using and just slide it right there in that small opening and we can sit these people there.
Yeah, I
like,
told her.
Well,
I was
you're
like,
a motherfucking genius,
yeah.
Pixie.
I looked at the woman at the party and I was like, I am going to make you a table.
And you did. That's
And
the son of a bitch of it all. You
the
actually
funniest thing
did.
was they were so happy and all we were thinking is, we messed up. So we were trying to correct our mistake. But look, smiles all around.
Yeah, we just
They
basically
were super cool.
wound
We
up
were
looking
super
like
happy.
champs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a wonderful experience.
It was a good feeling. And that's a good place to end episode 24 of Service Entrance People.
Yay!
I am proud of us for making it through without dying. Not that, not for any other reason than it's just been.
That was one day.
Yeah, and that's not even everything. We've got
No, we had to
there's more.
scrap so much.
Yeah, you'll hear more of it in other episodes. But yeah, man, fucking hell. Thank you very much, as always, for tuning in. This week was actually also a big week for the show. We've got our first ad sell.
Yes, we did. We
So
got a little sponsorship gig.
You are going to start hearing some ads here on the podcast, which is super, super awesome. Please, any sponsor that you do hear us going through, it's a sponsor that we give a shit about, and we're not just
we're actually selective.
right. So please, if we're taking the time to talk about something or to run an ad, that means that it's something that we do stand behind.
Also, don't forget that our Shifty of the Week is highly sponsorable.
Very, very sponsorable.
So you can reach out to us at serviceentrancepeople@gmail.com and tell us about what type of thing you would like us to sponsor, whether it be some alcohol that you would like us to do as the Shifty or any other products. Skincare,
Exactly.
we don't care.
Exactly. It's a big, fat, delightful opportunity for you to grow your business as we grow our business. Thank you very much. Make sure any stories, anything that comes off of your head, you can share with us. serviceentrancepeople@gmail.com. You can leave us a voicemail, 854-345-7721. I'm actually pretty sure that the phone itself hasn't been charged in 3 weeks, so it really is just going to go straight to voicemail with no bullshit. By all means, drop us a voicemail and help us help you help the show.
You can also reach out to us on Facebook at Service Entrance People Podcast or slide us a DM at Service Entrance People Pod at Instagram.
So, Pixie, who all up in your DM?
Hopefully people who love this podcast.
I know that they are. You can also check out our YouTube page at Service Entrance People, our website, service-entrance-people.com, no dash.
Yeah.
And most importantly, you can be a producer of this show. Patreon.com/serviceentrancepeople. Big thanks to our executive producers.
Chris Moore, Chuck Cumberland.
Our content producer, Chef Hope, as well.
Absolutely. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And if you want to be a content producer, you can.
Send us a bunch of stories all at once or consistently at serviceentrancepeople@gmail.com and any of the other routes we have already given you.
You can also hit us up on PayPal. If you don't want to dive into a whole yearly commitment with us on Patreon, by all means, hit us up on PayPal. We are at Service Entrance Peeps.
Yep.
And
if you feel like you just want to give us a little bit, just a little something.
Well,
Help these poor fuckers out.
There you go. Thank you very much for tuning in. We will be back again next Wednesday, midnight, daylight savings time, for another episode of Service Entrance People. My name is Boomer.
And I'm Pixie. Adios.